Imagine a world where top speed meant just 45 miles per hour. That was the early 1900s, when motorcycles were crude and speed was still a distant luxury dream. But in less than a century, engineers turned that dream into reality. From the roaring machines of the 1920s to the 200-plus mile-per-hour beasts of the late 1990s, speed became a symbol of ambition and technological progress. Some bikes were born purely for the thrill of speed, while others sparked engineering revolutions. But they all share one thing in common. They pushed past limits most thought were impossible. And be sure to stick around, because the final machine didn't just set a record, it forced the entire industry to rewrite the rules. 1924, Brough Superior SS100. In 1924, when most motorcycles struggled to hit 60 miles per hour, the Brough Superior SS100 arrived like a bolt of lightning. Hand-built in England by George Brew, this machine wasn't just a work of art. It was the first motorcycle ever guaranteed to reach at least 100 miles per hour straight from the factory. The SS100 was powered by a 998 cubic centimeter V-twin engine supplied by JAP, later replaced by Matchless. With around 45 horsepower, its lightweight frame and impressive aerodynamics allowed it to reach top speeds of 100 to 110 miles per hour. A mind-blowing feat for its time. But what truly made the SS100 legendary wasn't just its speed. It was the blend of performance, high-end craftsmanship, and elite styling. The most famous owner was none other than T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, who reportedly owned 7 SS100s before tragically dying in an accident on a Brough. 1948, Vincent Black Shadow. Released in 1948, the Vincent Black Shadow wasn't just fast, it was the world's fastest production motorcycle for nearly a decade. At a time when 100 miles per hour seemed insane, the Black Shadow effortlessly hit 125 miles per hour, and with enough nerve, you could push it to 130 miles per hour. It featured a 998 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin engine producing about 55 horsepower. But its real innovation? The engine served as a stressed member, meaning it was part of the structural frame, an advanced design for its time. The all-black body, center-mounted speedometer, reading up to 150 miles per hour. This wasn't boasting, it was a challenge. The Black Shadow wasn't just a performance machine, it had an aggressive, mysterious presence, living up to its ominous name. Hunter S. Thompson once wrote, "If you rode a Vincent Black Shadow at over 100 miles per hour at midnight, you'd understand why the Grim Reaper smiles." 1960, BMW R69S. In an era when many manufacturers were chasing outright speed, BMW took a different route, building a motorcycle that was fast, durable, and safe for long-distance travel. The result was the BMW R69S, one of the most trusted touring sport bikes of the 1960s. Powered by a 594 cubic centimeter, about 36.2 cubic inches, air-cooled boxer twin engine, the R69S produced around 42 horsepower, impressive for its time. Thanks to its lightweight frame and well-matched gearing, the bike could reach speeds of nearly 110 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest post-war European motorcycles. What made the R69S stand out was its unique Earl's Fork front suspension, which offered remarkable stability under braking, even when carrying a passenger and luggage. It's no surprise that many European police forces chose this model as their official patrol bike. 1969, Honda CB750. In 1969, Honda did the unthinkable, released a motorcycle that was powerful, reliable, affordable, and packed with technology far ahead of its time. That machine was the CB750, widely considered to be the world's first production superbike. It featured an inline-4 736 cubic centimeter air-cooled engine producing around 67 horsepower, enabling a top speed of about 125 miles per hour. But the real shocker wasn't just speed. It was that Honda equipped it with a front disc brake as standard, something previously reserved for racing bikes. Beyond performance, the CB750 was praised for its durability and ease of use, making it ideal for both beginners and veteran riders. With a launch price of just $1,495, it stunned British and Italian manufacturers alike. 1972, Kawasaki Z1900. When the Honda CB750 launched in 1969, the world was stunned. But just 3 years later, Kawasaki struck back with a powerhouse, the Z1900, a bike that wasn't just faster and stronger, it elevated Japanese motorcycles to a whole new level. The Z1 packed a 903 cubic centimeter, about 55.1 cubic inches, inline-4, air-cooled engine producing 82 horsepower, an outstanding figure for the early 1970s. With a top speed of about 132 miles per hour, it became the fastest production motorcycle in the world when it debuted. Beyond raw power, the Z1 gained a reputation for incredible durability. Many still run today, decades later, even after years of hard riding on both highways and tracks. Its teardrop fuel tank, quad exhaust pipes, and signature growl made it a street icon. 1976, Jota 1000. In the 1970s motorcycle world, as Japan began dominating with reliable, powerful machines, Italy struck back with something entirely different. The Jota 1000, the fastest European production bike of its time. Powered by a 981 cubic centimeter, about 59.9 cubic inches, air-cooled inline-3 engine, the Jota cranked out 90 horsepower, an impressive figure for the mid-70s. That output translated into a top speed of 140 miles per hour, easily outpacing most British and Japanese rivals. What made the Jota special wasn't just its speed, it was the raw Italian character baked into every twist of the throttle. The roaring exhaust, the lively handling, and a 5-speed gearbox with reverse shift pattern made it a machine only for the bold. In the UK, the Jota was further developed by the Slater brothers, who tuned it for more power and reliability. This turned the Jota into more than just a flashy Italian bike. It became a genuinely fast and dependable machine for real-world roads. 1979, Suzuki GS1000S. Nicknamed the Wes Cooley replica, it honored the legendary American rider who won the AMA Superbike Championship aboard this bike. The GS1000S featured a 997 cubic centimeter, about 60.8 cubic inches, air-cooled inline-4 engine, producing 90 horsepower, allowing for a top speed of around 135 miles per hour. A strong frame and adjustable rear suspension made it one of the most well-balanced sport bikes of its time. Its signature half-fairing up front wasn't just for looks. It provided aerodynamic advantage and gave it the classic endurance racer silhouette. Although it wasn't mass-produced in huge numbers, the GS1000S quickly became a sought-after collectible among vintage motorcycle enthusiasts. 1984, Honda VF1000R. In 1984, Honda released the VF1000R, Not just a motorcycle, but a technological statement. Directly inspired by the brand's legendary endurance race bikes from events like the Bol d'Or and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The VF1000R was powered by a 998 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V4 engine with double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and rare gear-driven cams, almost unheard of in production bikes at the time. With an output of 122 horsepower, it could reach a top speed of 150 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest motorcycles of the 1980s. Its appearance was striking: full fairings, large bodywork, dual exhausts, and asymmetrical twin headlights, all screaming racing pedigree. Though it tipped the scales at over 600 pounds, the VF1000R was a true bullet train on the highway. 1987, Yamaha FZR1000. Launched in 1987, the Yamaha FZR1000 kicked off a whole new era in high-performance motorcycling. It wasn't just fast, it was a technical manifesto for the future, featuring a delta box frame, 5-valve per cylinder Genesis technology, and advanced aerodynamic design. The FZR1000 was powered by a liquid-cooled inline-4 989 cubic centimeter engine that produced 135 horsepower, launching the bike to a top speed of about 155 miles per hour, an astonishing figure in the late 1980s. Its aluminum delta box frame provided superb stiffness with reduced weight, allowing for agile handling even at extreme speeds. Upgraded brakes and suspension made sure the bike stayed planted and predictable under heavy load. The FZR1000 wasn't just a king of straight-line speed, it was incredibly stable in corners and under hard braking. That's why it earned a reputation as the first truly well-rounded sport bike of the 1980s, and set the stage for the legendary Yamaha R1 that would follow. 1988, Kawasaki ZX10 Tomcat. In 1988, Kawasaki unleashed the ZX10 Tomcat, a sport bike so powerful it demanded the world's attention. It wasn't just the fastest production motorcycle on the planet at launch, it also laid the groundwork for the legendary Ninja series. The ZX10 featured a liquid-cooled inline-4 engine displacing 997 cubic centimeters, pumping out 137 horsepower, enough to reach a top speed of around 165 miles per hour. This number eclipsed nearly every competitor of the time, including high-performance bikes from Italy and Britain. Beyond raw speed, the ZX10 was highly advanced in design. It boasted a lightweight aluminum frame, optimized aerodynamics, and adjustable suspension. Despite weighing about 550 pounds, it felt surprisingly nimble thanks to smart weight distribution. The name Tomcat was inspired by the F-14 fighter jet, highlighting Kawasaki's goal to build a machine as fast, powerful, and sharp as a supersonic aircraft. 1996, Honda CBR 1100 XX Super Blackbird. In the mid-1990s, Honda set out to reclaim the title of world's fastest motorcycle from the Kawasaki ZX11, and they nailed it with the CBR 1100 XX Super Blackbird, a speed demon named after the SR-71 Blackbird, the famous supersonic spy plane. The bike was powered by a liquid-cooled inline-4 engine with 1,137 cubic centimeters, about 69.4 cubic inches of displacement, delivering 153 horsepower and achieving a top speed of 179 miles per hour, making the Blackbird the fastest production motorcycle in the world from 1996 to 1999. What set the CBR1100XX apart was its perfect blend of speed and refinement. It accelerated brutally fast but smoothly and cruised at high speeds with incredible stability and comfort, living up to Honda's fast but civilized philosophy. Its aerodynamic bodywork, twin-spar aluminum frame, dual CBS braking system, and comfortable riding position made it ideal for both high-speed touring and long-distance rides. 1999. Suzuki Hayabusa Gen 1. In 1999, Suzuki shocked the world with the release of the Hayabusa, the first production motorcycle to exceed 190 miles per hour and even reach 194 miles per hour in real-world conditions. The name Hayabusa, which means peregrine falcon in Japanese, was no accident. In nature, the falcon preys on the Blackbird, with a liquid-cooled inline-4 engine displacing 1,299 cubic centimeters, about 79.3 cubic inches. The Hayabusa produced 173 horsepower, a record-setting figure at the time. But what truly set it apart was its optimized aerodynamic design, allowing it to remain shockingly stable at extreme speeds. The arrival of the Hayabusa triggered a gentleman's agreement among motorcycle manufacturers to limit top speed to 186 miles per hour to avoid legal crackdowns in Europe. As a result, the Gen 1 became the fastest unrestricted production bike ever made, etching its name into history. Across decades, the motorcycles in this list didn't just break records, they captured the spirit and ambition of their time. From the classic roar of the Brough Superior to the global shockwave called Hayabusa, each machine made a bold statement about speed, engineering, and the desire to conquer the impossible. Which one impressed you the most? If you could ride just one of them, just once in your life, which would it be? Drop a comment, we'd love to hear your story. And if you love speed and two-wheel passion like we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because there are still many legends left to tell.